Man, welcome. What's up? I said, I'm about to say welcome and what's up? Wake up. All right, I'm on Wi-Fi. Y'all good? Hey, man, welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another episode of Next Level Talks. Man, y'all talk to me and tell me how you feeling. Tell me how you feeling this morning in the chat. Y'all come on to talk to me, man. This about to be so good. I just put my joint up on Instagram, so it's about to go out live to everybody, man. I'm excited. I'm pumped up for you all today. I have so much to share, so much to talk about, and I kind of want to I kind of want to talk about the conference. You know what I'm saying? But I kind of want to wait till we have a few more people on. So I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit. I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit. But y'all tell me something. How was your weekend? Tell me in the chat, how was your weekend? For me, um, the weekend was really good, man. Spent time with Tracy and the kids. Was in the pool all weekend, resting, relaxing. Tracy and I were having some really, in-depth conversations in regards to our marriage and family and finances and the future. Like we just growing, y'all. We just growing. And so we've had some time to kind of sit. I haven't been traveling much. We did go to Cancun. For a couple of days to get away after the conference to kind of rest and relax and recalibrate. So we did do that, and then we came back and really got busy. Like really jumped right into it. Like really went all in. And because God has called us to do great work, and so this is a season where we are working really hard and we're being very intentional about building out what God has called us to build. So I just want y'all to know, like, you got a coach, you got a mentor, you got a friend, you got a brother that is doing the same thing I'm telling y'all to do, to stay locked in, to work hard, to handle your business, to go all in. And so, we've been really doing that, and we've been really growing. And so I feel good, y'all. I feel good. Come on, y'all. I feel good. I feel rested. I've got more clarity. I've got more insight. I feel lighter than I've been over these last couple of years and seasons. And so, man, God is faithful. And I've been doing the work. I've been doing the work, y'all. It's a lot on my plate. It's a lot on my head. It's a lot on my heart. It's a lot on my shoulders. So I have a counseling session today. And I got one Thursday lined up. Like, listen to me, I'm doing the work. The same stuff I tell y'all to do, to take care of yourself, to prioritize your peace, to make sure you're in the good place, to get the necessary help you need. Like, the same thing I'm telling y'all to do, like, I'm actively doing it myself. And I feel like that's what makes me unique or different from other folks. Other folks be make it seem like they got it all together. Like, listen to me, I am human just like you, right? But what I'm doing is I'm doing the work to take a better care of myself, to put myself in the best position, because I want to be everything that God has called me to be. So today's topic is fitting for where I am and where I believe God is taking you in this season. And I'm gonna say this topic is ever evolving because I'm learning more and more. I'm watching, I'm reading things. And so this topic of knowing, doing, and being, like, we're gonna talk about that, but it is ever growing and it is ever evolving, as you and I are. As you and I are. So I'm excited for you today. Let's do a roll call. Let's do a roll call real quick. I want to see where y'all coming in from. Like, let me know what city, what I'm saying, what country are y'all tapping in from. Let me know right now in the chat. I want to shout out your city. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. People be like, you like actually in Atlanta? I'm like, nah, I'm more in the suburbs. You know what I'm saying? I'm about 25 minutes east of the city, right? But we got Winston-Salem in the building. We got Orlando, Florida, New Mexico, California, ATL, Gary, Indiana, H-Town, Rock Hill, South Carolina. What up, Dr. Dar from Wilmington, North Carolina, Orlando, Durham, Jackson, Georgia, Birmingham, Alabama, Norfolk, Virginia, San Diego, Miami, DC, Philly, Atlanta, Miami-Dade, Lansing, Michigan. What up, LaDonna? Kansas City, Missouri. You know what I'm saying? Newport News. I love it. I love it. Dallas, Texas. I was born in Dallas. Houston, Mississippi, Pensacola, Florida, Fayetteville. Man, shout out to all of y'all that's tapped in from all over the country, man. We're glad that you are with us. We're glad that you were tapped in today. I have a deep love for you all. Those of you all that's in the DMV area, I'm coming to your chapter. I'm coming to the city this year. Those of y'all in the Florida, the Orlando chapter, I'm pulling up on you this year. Dallas, I'm pulling up on you this year. Like California, I'm pulling up on you this year. So everybody that's in our Next Level Speakers Academy community that's a part of a chapter, I'm pulling up this year. And we're gonna have a good time. But today, I got something heavy that I want to share with you that I believe is going to catapult you, as we often say, to the next level. It's Next Level Talks. Let's get it. Out here and you claim your seat.
Oh, oh, I just touched down, now it's time to celebrate. Super Bowl in Vegas, this where the big steppers play. My whole squad will paint the town, but they don't decorate. And my work a bit excessive, check my resume. Keep it a C note, if I'm speaking, I'm the keynote. Super Bowl in Vegas, this where the big steppers play. My whole squad will paint the town, but they don't decorate. And my work a bit excessive, check my resume. Ooh, yeah, ooh, yeah, ooh, yeah, ooh. Dance, 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 dance.
Yeah. Okay. First off, y'all gotta, we gotta show love to the gang, man. Y'all show some love to Jerry and Jira. Jerry and G Money in the building. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, show some love over here to the Holy Ghost. Everybody say, what up, HG? It's HG TV, baby. It's Holy Ghost TV. You know what I'm saying? But man, I'm excited. I am. Y'all crazy. Y'all stay focused. Lord have mercy. But I'm excited, man, for today. And are we gonna shout out? Let's. I got so much more stuff do we got time for it? If not, we could do it next week. We'll do it next week. Let's do it next week. I want to talk about the conference, man. I want to talk. Everybody that was in the building at the conference, put the fire emojis in the chat. If you were at the conference, our Next Level Speakers Conference, the biggest conference for professional speakers, June 6th through 8th here in Atlanta. If you were there, put the fire emojis in the chat. Did we not burn the place down? Was it not amazing? Man, y'all just tell me. Y'all just like put your thoughts. I want to read some of the comments. For those of y'all that wasn't there, I'm gonna teach you. I'm about to pour into you. I'm about to minister to you. I'm about to give you so much game, I promise you. But I want y'all to just sit with it for a minute. But all right. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe, comment, all that stuff. I'm gonna come back to that in my bed. But yeah, like, subscribe, comment. But I want y'all to put in the chat kind of what you thinking. Pam said third day was litty for sure. Free Smith said God changing. Come on. Walking in Peace said online. Online was good, right? I heard that online energy was crazy. Melita said powerful and life changing. What up, Derek? Derek said, let's go. I'm officially a platinum award winning speaker. Yes, you are. Yes, you are, Angelia. I love it. I love it. I love it. James said life changing. Norberto said, I was so thankful to have been in the building. It was everything I needed and didn't even expect. Somebody said there wasn't a speakers conference. It was a life conference. Y'all deep. Yeah, whole conference, game changing, walking in God's message. It was everything in life changing. Like, yeah, y'all, it was, Bree said eye opening. Yeah, Juvenile said so good. Yeah, it was, what Juvenile is that? Not Juvie the Great. That ain't back that thing up, Juvenile, is it? Boy, you look good. All right, y'all stay focused. Come on, stay focused. Stay focused. I'm about to get to this whole Next Level Talks, and Deanna ain't gonna have nothing to say. You hear me? Gavin in South Africa, what up, dude, fam? All right, so look, man, Deandra said, I found my community, man, and we found a new member. So thank you. Welcome to the community. So yeah, the conference was special. For those of you all that were not able to attend live or in person this year, don't worry. It's an annual conference, and so we're gonna be doing it again next year. We'll be releasing the dates in a couple of days so that we can talk about what we plan on doing next year, the location, and next year's going to be even better. It's like every year it gets bigger and better. And I remember the biggest compliment is I talked to so many people that said, Jeremy, I was downtown last year at the Westin, and I was thinking like it's no way to top it. Shit, they was like, I was so full from the conference in 2024. how did you top it this year? And I'm like, I ain't top it. HGTV, baby. That's the Holy Ghost. For real. Like, listen to me. What we did differently this year, y'all know we people of faith. So we business people, but we people of faith. Don't play with it. Both of them. Somebody put both of them in the chat. Both of them, right? I can have good business practice and I can have the Spirit of God leading me. Amen. Like both of them. And so, though we had business professionals come in that teach and gave practical game and insight, we also had a team of prayer warriors. And that's something that God impressed me upon me this year was to have a team of intercessors. So I have 16 powerful anointed women of God. I put them all in one big group chat together. Some of them flew in and was anointing the seats the night before y'all came. The day before y'all even came, we had women of God up in there anointing each seat, anointing the doorpost, like just to make sure that when you came in, whatever heavy weight, whatever burden, whatever struggles, whatever weird energy or spirit, whatever you was dealing with got released. So when people was like on day one, like, what is going on in this place? I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the power of God. And so, shout out to everybody that booked a flight, that rented a car, that got a hotel room, that bought your ticket, that brought your loved ones, brought a friend, came and spent some time with us. Shout out to everybody that watched it online, put it up on their TV, and it was like a whole experience, like virtually. Like, thank you for that. And I am pleased. I've been sleeping good at night knowing we over delivered and you all were extremely blessed. So thank you for that. And I want to thank you in advance for liking, subscribing, hit that little notification button, right? So I want to make sure that whenever my stuff comes out, whenever we drop a new video, it comes directly to your phone. So hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the notifications, right? And then share this video with someone. All right, let's get into today's topic. Let's talk about it. This idea, this theme, this concept of knowing, doing, and being. Knowing, doing, and being. I got one of my tattoos made Lucy is my South African Zulu name for the shepherd. So during my first trip to South Africa in 2016, my first trip there, I was actually doing a revival at a church. And I met this Christian brother who was from a Zulu tribe, and he was a Christian brother, an elder of the church, and they did like this ceremony where they put us in like the African garb and the Zulu hat with me and my wife and prayed over us, and man, God was just really blessed the whole experience, right? And he gave me my Zulu name, Lucy, which means the shepherd. And so I would say that in the field I'm in now, I'm not trying to be a shepherd for people. It's just who I am. Does it make sense? Like, I oftentimes talk to Crump. Shout out to Coach Crump, my brother from another mother, my right-hand man, our director. Y'all show some love to Coach Crump. Put Coach Crump in the chat. But I often talk to Crump, and Crump be like, man, Jay, you such a shepherd. And whenever he says that, I'm like, it's weird because I'm not trying to be a shepherd. Does that make sense? He's like, bro, you really do care about people. Like, we talk all the time. Like, every week, at some point, he gonna be like, bro, that's Jay being a shepherd. Or I know as a shepherd, you want to do this. Or, man, you're such a shepherd. And when he says it, I'm like, yeah, I guess I am. It's the weirdest thing. I went from knowing, like, I have basic knowledge. Like, one of my degrees, I got my master's in pastoral leadership. Like, hear me clearly. I got my master's degree in graduate school in pastoral leadership, right? And so I understand what it looks like to be a pastor, to be a shepherd. I knew how to do it. I knew how to do it. And then over the years with my grace tour and various forms of ministry, I went from knowing how to do it to like doing some of these principles that they taught me. And then after a while, you don't even think about it. It's just who you are. Does it make sense? Somebody put make sense in the chat. Does it make sense? I promise you, I'm not walking around here like, okay, so as a man of God and as a shepherd, what should I do? I just don't have the energy because I've evolved. I've evolved from knowing what to do to doing a certain thing to like, I'm not even thinking about it. It's second nature. Like when you look at Bruce Lee, What made Bruce Lee so smooth, it was like water. He practiced them moves so y'all gonna be laughing at my Bruce Lee moves. I put these hands on you. Wah, wah, wah. You know what I'm saying? Like Bruce Lee was so smooth with it. He was just so fast. It was fluid. He wasn't even trying to do it. It's just who he is. When you see Michael Jackson, the late great Michael Jackson, you see Chris Brown, you see them on stage dancing, they not even thinking about, okay, let me try to do this move like this. They just move. Y'all ain't know. They ain't know I had the moves, Jerry. They ain't know I had the moves. Y'all crazy. Y'all stay focused, Stephanie. Stephanie D. Hart, tell them stay focused. They ain't know I had the moves. I got the moves, right? I promise you, they are not thinking like, okay, after I do this cross step, let me turn around and spin. It's just in them. Does it make sense? So I want to talk to you today about going from knowing to doing to being. The goal is for us to go from, okay, let me get the knowledge, now let me apply the knowledge, and then you get to a point where you apply the knowledge so much, you're not even thinking about it, it's just who you are. It's a constant evolution even in your spiritual growth. Right? The word of God says that he will reward those who earnestly seek him. God is a rewarder of those who earnestly seek him. So if you seek God on a consistent basis, like he's going to reward you, but his reward is his presence. All right, so knowing, doing, being. So let me tell you what I mean. So in theory, I went from when I first came to Christ, October 17th, 2009, I got baptized. I was just like, okay, I'm about to be a businessman. I'm about to be a speaker. I'm about to be this new creature. I'm about to work on my character and be a really amazing human being. Like that was my goal. That was my mission. I had to like understand how to really read and interpret the Bible and like really grow and get closer to God and really crucify the flesh. But in my brain, I was just like, okay, I'm going to be an amazing human being with character and do good things and all that stuff, right? And so I remember thinking like, okay, in the morning, I gotta have my devotion with God. It was like I knew, like you should start your day with God. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I should start my day with God. Like I need this Holy Spirit to guide me. I need some insight. I want to start with some good energy. I knew to start my day with God. And then I began to do it. And though it was like a chore, let me just be honest with you, though it was like a task, though it was like something on my checklist, I still began to do it consistently. But then I got to a point where it wasn't that I just knew to do it and I would do it out of guilt, knowing, like, you know, you should spend some time with God. His word says to seek ye first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all of these things will be added unto you. So I know I should be seeking and spending this time with God. But then the doing is like, okay, I'm gonna do it consistently and I'm gonna check it off my list and I'm gonna spend 5, 10 minutes, you know what I'm saying, doing my little devotional and doing my little prayer. But you go from knowing to doing to being. When I got to that being space with God, it wasn't even like I had a checklist. It was just a part of me and who I am. I wasn't even trying to like watch the time. It wasn't like a set quota. Because it was who I am and I was like communing with God, it would get to a point, y'all, I would start going to sleep extra early so I could wake up extra early. Because guess what happens? I saw, like the word says, taste and see the goodness of the Lord. So I realized, like, man, I'm really enjoying my time with God. Like, I'm really getting irritated when people start calling my phone and people and texts start coming in and demands start pulling me left and right. And I want to tell people, man, leave me alone. This is my time with God. So I said, okay, I'm gonna start waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So I ain't got nobody calling me at 5. And it started getting so good. By the time it go 5, it goes 6:30. It's like, shoot, now it's time to get up and have breakfast and get out the door and start my day. So I said, shoot, I'm finna start waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning because I didn't want to be rushed and I wanted to just sit with it and lay in it. Does that make sense to you? I went from knowing what I got to do to, okay, let me be intentional. Let me be practical. Like, let me try to do it and let me try to do it consistently. But then it got to a point where it was just so fluid. I was like, man, I want to just sit with this time in prayer and meditation. I might watch a sermon. I might take some notes. I might be in my word. I might be going through a devotional series. Like, I don't want to rush it. I want to stay in this space. I got a whole list of people that I'm praying for. I'm writing it out. I'm interceding for them. Knowing, doing, being, right? As a husband, listen to me, as a father, it's like, okay, it's like I know what to do. I know what to do to be a good father, right? And then it's like, okay, I do the things to become a good father. But then you get to a point where it's just like, I am. Come on, somebody, put I am in the chat. The goal is for you to get to the I am that I am. The goal is for you to get to is just who you are. It's like I went from knowing, okay, these are the things I should do to be a good father. Okay, these are the things I will do to be a good father. Okay, and then it gets you to get to a point, you're just a good father. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I am a good father. Like, I'm just naturally in tune with my kids. Everything in my brain is like, how can I support my kid? Everything about me. My son Jackson has eczema, and he's got this skin condition called colitis. I done made up a name. That's not how you pronounce it, but it's we'll start with a C and something syphitis. So he's got like this fungi, skin irritation around his mouth and under his eyes, and he's got these white blotches, and people feel like, man, does Jackson have vitiligo? It's not vitiligo. He just got a rare, I've had eczema, so he's got a really rare form of eczema. So I'm not knowing, doing, being. Everything about me is like, okay, let's put your balm on, son. Like 2-3 times a day, we got this balm from South Africa where his skin really responds to it because the medicine the doctors was giving was actually making his skin worse. We ain't gonna get into the healthcare industry and how corrupt it is, right? So I got this all natural balm from South Africa. I'm not even thinking like, it's just natural in me. Oh, your skin is dry. Okay, son, let's moisturize it. Okay, son, let's put the lanolin around your lips to fight the infection and the bacteria. Okay, son, let's put this on the scab. Okay, you want to go outside and play? Okay, son, let's put some sunscreen on. Okay, son, what you need, son? Son, come lay with me last night. Last night he came and talked to me. I know he's feeling weird. I said, come lay with me. He was like, bruh, but I'm a good father. I'm like, bro, you know you want to lay with me. Stop being funny. So, because he want to play it cool, I'm like, come on, tough guy, come lay with me for a minute. He was like, all right. But I saw the smirk on his face, and my man just laid there with me for about 10 minutes, and we was just watching TV. Like, I didn't have listen to me, I didn't have a checklist in my phone that says, okay, so I'm going to put in some quality time, and I'm going to check his skin's care, and I'm going to make sure he had the sunscreen, and I'm going to take him here, and I'm going to read a book with him and pray at night. I didn't have a checklist. It's just who I am, right? And so I'm far from perfect. I'm always making adjustments, but I'm trying to get to a point where I am a good father. So it's like knowing, doing, being, right? So I want you to look at your personal life. Pam said Jackson is hilarious. He is. My little boy is so funny. You know what I'm saying? On so many levels. Like that's my little guy. And so, we're building and we're growing, and I'm going from knowing, doing, to just trying to be this person, right? And so I want to challenge you all with the same thing. I remember I was a part of this prayer line with men for years, and actually about 10 years. ET started this prayer line in the late 90s, early 2000s, and I was on the prayer line for about 10, 11 years every morning with different brothers. That's where I met Coach Crump. And I would be building, we'd be growing, we'd be sharing prayer requests and testimonies, and it was like a confidential prayer line where only men would have it, and we would share the number with each other, and there'd be hundreds of men on, but they were like clear leaders and mentors and coaches, and I was one of them. Crump was one of them. And I remember like over the years kind of sharing with men my journey of being a husband, right? And I went from knowing like, okay, these are things that you know you should do to be a good husband, right? And I'm sharing with them the journey, I'm giving them advice. And then I graduated from knowing, because let me tell you something, you can know something. Then I went to doing, like, okay, these are the things I'm intentionally doing to be a good husband. But then I was even doing some of those things to get something in return. So when it's time to get some loving, and Tracy like she tired, I'm like, oh, I can fix that. I'm finna wash these dishes. I'm finna vacuum this floor. Come on, somebody. I'm finna I'm about to clean baseboards. You ain't finna tell me you tired tomorrow because you ain't did nothing. I was tired, but I'm still gonna lay here. And okay, so listen to me. Hear me clearly. I went, and then when she still was tired, I was feeling a certain type of way. And God was like, bro, you still on some doing stuff. You still on some, if I do this for you, will you do this for me in return? When are you going to get to a point where you like, I'm going to just be a good husband regardless of what you give me in return? Come on, I'm giving the fellas a master class here. You want to go to a whole nother level? It's one thing to say, okay, look, I did this great thing for you. What you going to do for me? You go to a whole nother level when you just be a great husband because she deserves a great husband. When you're not looking for no award, I could switch it over to occupational integrity. Do you do what you do on a daily basis at the highest level without needing the praise, credit, or accolades? So I went to master level, and when it came to my husbandhood, it's because I'm going to rub your feet, not hoping that you rub me later. I'm going to give you a massage on your back. I'm going to, you know what I'm saying, get you some. If my wife, if I'm in bed with Tracy and she's like, do we have any more lavender ice cream downstairs? I'm finna be like, you know what? Because let me tell you something. I'm high level mastery. The old me will say, yes, babe, we got lavender ice cream downstairs. You want me to get you a bowl? And though she would want me to, she would say, nah, I'm good. I was just wondering. Because my wife suffers from don't want to be an inconvenience. I don't know where she get it from. She just don't want to be a burden to nobody. So because I'm at mastery level, I'm not knowing and doing, I'm being. If she says, you know what, do we have some lavender ice cream left over downstairs? I'm like, you know what, babe, I think so. I was actually about to go get some water. I'll grab you a scoop when I'm down there. Did y'all see what I did there? Because if I ask her, yeah, we got some, you want me to get. Now, some of y'all is average, and you be like, yeah, I don't know, and you just keep still watching the game. Shame on you. Shame on you. You, Jared, they wild for that. Some fellas is like, yeah. You sit here scratch your brother. Yeah, I think we got some ice cream downstairs. And you don't even get a clue. But then the next level is to say, yeah, we got some. Would you like me? But because I know my wife don't want to be a burden, I'm savvy with it. So I'm like, hey, babe, I wasn't going to get no doggone water. I keep my next level Stanley with me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, yeah, but I was actually going to go get a bottle because I like room temp through the night. Want me to get you a scoop? I got you. Knowing, doing, being. I'm looking for ways to chase her heart. I'm looking for ways to reconnect with her. I'm looking for ways to show my love. It's just naturally inside of me, right? Because my wife does so much for so many people. I'm looking for every opportunity. I'm like, hey, I'll drop Jackson off. I'll pick the kids up from school. I'm gonna go to the store. You know what, boo? I'm gonna do that. I already had to go and pick up some stuff anyway. Does it make sense? Knowing, doing, being. And so your goal through life when it comes to being a great husband or a great father or a great mother, a great wife, a great author, a great speaker, a great business person, like a great CEO and entrepreneur, wherever you want to be great, and God has called you to be great in all areas. So in those different areas, the goal is to eventually get to a point where you go from knowing to doing to this is just who you are. And you don't always get it right. You know what I'm saying? We broken people. We have insecurities. We got flaws. You'll have one week where you feel so close to God, and then you do something that is so. I know for me, I'll be having times where I'm communing with God, and then I find myself one day doing something like, why did I do that? Where did that come from? Where did that idea of lust, like, where did that come from? Why did I flirt? What was that? I literally be asking myself, like, why did I do that? Like, come on, am I being honest with anybody? I'm keeping it 100 with y'all. I still be like, where did that come from? I be walking out of situations like, where did that thought even come? Where did that action come from? Like, we're human, right? So ain't none of us gonna be perfect, but we are striving for perfection. We are striving to have pure hearts and to have pure intentions on a daily basis. And so let's go a little deeper with the knowing, doing, and being. Knowing is knowledge. Knowing is knowledge. Now, when some people think knowledge, follow me here. When some people think knowledge, they think intelligence, growing, stimulating, mentally, intellectually. That's not necessarily the case, right? In the Bible, it breaks down the tree and that will give you the knowledge of good and evil. The knowledge of good and evil. So I want you to be cautious because what if I told you that every single one of you, you're not even trying to grow in knowledge, but you're not even trying, but you're naturally growing in knowledge every single day. It's a difference in growing in knowledge and growing in wisdom. Come on, listen to me. I'm about to give you a high level real quick. We're not even talking about wisdom right now. Just knowledge is the awareness of something. So there is negative knowledge that you could be absorbing. Does it make sense? If you're watching pornography, your mind is being open to scenes and scenarios and images you should not be seeing. That is evil. That is demonic. But that is knowledge because now you're being exposed to something. If you on stupid sites like World Star Hip Hop and all that ratchet stuff, that is knowledge. You're being now aware of something That is ratchet. That is dodo. It is not doing anything for your personal or spiritual growth, but you're still gaining knowledge in that. Does that make sense? Right? So I can watch a podcast with a bunch of guys that's bashing women and talking about how to go out and get girls. I am gaining knowledge in foolishness. So we have to, when we go from knowing to doing to being, the first thing we got to understand is when I'm going to the knowing part, what knowledge am I absorbing? Take an audit of your brain. Take an audit of your ears. Take an audit of your eyes. Take an audit of your mouth. What conversations are you engulfing in? What are you watching on social media? Who are you following? Let me tell you something. I am quick to unfollow or mute somebody. I'm like, oh, I was cool when you was posting stuff about fixing credit, but now you posting pictures of you in a bikini. Jerry, I can't do it, bro. I can't do it. I'm like, the bikini pic? Yeah, no, I was cool with credit repair. When you talked about how to update your FICO, I was all the way good with the FICO, not the two-piece bikini, boo-boo. Mute, unfollow. What are your eyes watching? What are your ears listening to? I'm listening to podcasts that's going to grow, that's going to expand me, that's going to help me become a better human, a better investor, a better mentor, a better coach. You follow me here? You know what I'm saying? Now, are there times where I might watch a TV show? Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not sitting back reading the Bible and just watching networking or podcasts and, spiritual growth podcasts. It might be times me and Tracy might watch a little show on Netflix and just have some downtime to like chill. I'm talking about the majority of the time throughout the day. What knowledge are you taking in? So you want to be intentional about saying, okay, these are the roles in which I operate as a husband, as a wife, as a mother, as a father, as a single mom, a single dad, a business owner, recently divorcee, like whatever, widow, whatever you got going on. Okay, I need to know what I should be doing. So I just want you really just quickly just to take an audit of the information that you have that you're taking in, right? So I'm very cautious of the people I get advice from. I'm very weary of the people I allow to speak over my life. I'm I'm very weary of who I lend my ear to. Right? I always consider the source before I take somebody's advice. Before someone gives me constructive criticism, have you constructed anything? Right? So take an audit of the knowledge that you're bringing in, the knowing, and then the doing. You can have the best, listen to me, you can have the best information. And as powerful as information is, what is more powerful is information applied. I don't know, for those of y'all that might be taking notes, somebody might want to put that in the chat. As powerful as information is and knowledge is, the knowing, that is powerful to know. But you have to apply the knowledge, right? So if I'm overweight, high blood pressure, diabetes, on the verge of having a heart attack, and my doctor says, Jeremy, you should start working on cardio at least an hour a day. You should cut pork out your diet. You should cut fried foods out. You really should probably even cut out red meat. You should cut out sugars. You need to consider to reduce dairy, more fruits and vegetables. I want you for the next 30 days to only drink water. Like if the doctor gives me 7 or 8 practical things I can do, I can have all of that stuff written in my notepad and I can look at it every day and I can read it every day and nothing will change. It is when I take that knowledge and I apply that knowledge. I go from knowing what to do to actually doing it. That's what takes my life to a whole nother level. And then you do it so often, you do it so frequently, it becomes who you are. I talked to somebody one time, one of my homeboys, my man lost like 70 pounds. I was like, bro, what kind of diet are you on? He said, here's the thing, Jeremy, watch this. He said, for years I was on diets and I was like on and off until I told myself this was a lifestyle change. This was my new norm. He was like, now you see the evidence of the fitness. And I was like, yo, that's crazy. He went from knowing to doing on a consistent basis to this is just who I am. He literally told me, bro, I don't even do cheat meals. I was like, come on, man, there's nothing, I'm super disciplined. There's nothing wrong with a cheat meal. He was like, yeah, but that's not who I am. That's not what I eat. Like, I only eat plant-based. Like, I only eat this. So why would I do plant-based for if you eat 3 meals a day, 7 days a week? That's 21. Why would I have 20 plant-based meals, but then one meal when I'm eating a burger and a hot dog. He was like, that don't even make sense. Like, this is who I am now. And I realized, like, oh, he went from knowing to doing to being. So now you got to ask yourself when it comes to being, like, who is it that you're trying to be on a daily basis? When you say, I am this, I am that, you're saying, like, this is what I'm trying to do, right? We are not human knowers. We are not human doers. We are human beings. There's a difference. Your very being. You're not human knowers. We're not humans that just know what to do. No. We're not human doers like robots that just do a certain thing. No. We got hearts, feelings, emotions, ethos, vibes, energies, personalities. Like, you are a human being. So who are you being? Who are you becoming? And who you are to become is determined by what you do on a daily basis. And what you do on a daily basis determines what information and knowledge that you're inputting, because you have the input here, you have the output in your actions, and then your being is the result. I often say what you think is what you say is what you do. What you do on a daily basis become your habits. Your habits create your character, and your character determines your destiny. We are not human doers. We are not human knowers. We are human beings. So I want to challenge you this morning. I want to encourage you to take an audit of your life. Listen to me. I am still growing. I am still changing. I literally told y'all I got a counseling session today and then another one scheduled for Thursday. Like, some sessions I walk out like kind of heavy, like, man, I got a lot to think about in the process. Some sessions I walk out like, man, this is refreshing. And then Tracy is like my second counselor coach. So she'd be like, okay, do you care to share what you learned? And I'm like, yeah, babe, today I shared this and shared that. She's like, let's go deeper. And so I feel like I have a session after the session with my wife, Tracy, right? But I'm literally going from knowledge, application, action, doing, to this is who I'm becoming. If those of y'all that's been rocking with me for the very beginning, before I even came up with the framework of occupational integrity and everything else, if you'd have asked me 10 years ago, next level living, what is next level living? I would say next level living is becoming everything. It's the constant journey of you becoming everything that God has created you to be. That's next level living. Next level living, it is the constant pursuit to become everything that God has made you to be. And so you are on a journey of becoming. And for those of you, because I know some of you all aren't Christian, and that's cool. But for those of you all that claim to be followers of Christ, when we look at the scriptures, the Gospels is not telling us what to know or what to do. It is supposed to change us and transform us to who we should become. Does that make sense? So even the scriptures are taking you from, okay, I'm giving you knowledge. Okay, these are the practical things you should do. But at some point, the word of God, the scriptures, those principles should change you when you go from knowing, doing, this is who you become. If any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is who you are becoming now. You go from knowing what to do to, okay, I'm going to do these things, and this is just who I've become. This is just who I've evolved into. You know what I'm saying? And that is a journey in which I want to take you on. That is what we should be pursuing on a daily basis. And so how do you do that? Like I talked about at the very beginning, you got to take an audit of your mind, right? You got to take an audit of what you're consuming. You got to take an audit of who's speaking life over to you. What are you listening to? What are you watching? Who are you following? You know what I'm saying? You got to take an audit of that. And then you need to write out some goals, the doing. Write out some goals. This is what I should start doing. This is what I should stop doing. This is what I should start consuming. This is what I should stop consuming. This is what I should start working out and what I should start eating. This is how I should apologize. These are books I should read to become a better husband. Like, this is the coaching program I need to sign up with. Like, this is some things that I should start doing. Like, write out the things that you should do that should move you towards who you're supposed to be. Right? So that's just the basic 3-step principle on how to go from knowing to doing to being. Be cautious of what your brain, your eyes, your ears are absorbing. the conversations you're having, be mindful of that, be very intentional. And then once you have the knowledge of what you should do, how you should move, how you should operate, now you have to have the discipline to apply that on a regular basis. And for me, I got a cheat code. I'll be asking God to help me. I'm like, God, I don't read this whole book, make it practical. You know what I'm saying? Help me understand exactly what I'm saying. Like, help me understand exactly what I'm reading. Like, help me understand exactly what things I should be doing. Show me the gaps that's taking place inside my life. Show me how I can practically apply what I've learned in my marriage today. Like, help me to go from knowing to doing to being. Cheat code, Holy Ghost for me. I remember one time, y'all know I can be very passionate. And though me and Tracy have never yelled at each other, we've never cussed at each other, like, we don't be having fights like that at all. She not even wired like that. I'm not even wired like that. Like, God been told me, like, don't make me treat you how you treat your wife. So I'm very cautious on how I deal with Tracy the Queen, right? But I remember one time, Tracy, she ain't no punk. You know what I'm saying? And she gonna say how she feel, and her words, so they can be soft and delicate, they can cut deep. And I remember one time she said something to me, and I clapped back because I'm crafty with my words too. Shoot, that's what I do for a living. I speak. And so I said something back, and I was a little condescending, and we had a little spat, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't nothing deep, but I remember God checked me and was just like, if ET had said that to you, would you have responded that way? Oh, Nadira, you feel me, sis? God was like, If ET said that same little slick comment, if Crump, if Crump said that same little slick comment, you wouldn't have responded like that to Crump. But all of a sudden, the persons you closest to, the mother of your children, your business partner in life, the one who betted on you when you ain't have nothing going for you, the one that you most familiar with, you gonna treat that way? And I was like, God, I ain't like yell at her or cuss or nothing. He was like, yeah, but that was a little slick comment. And why do you have respect for your colleagues and your peers more than you do for your queen? Character flaws. I remember thinking like, wow. And so I was just like, God, it just happened so quick. And he was just like, you better slow down. And I was like, God, I ain't even that sharp. I said, can you slow it down for me? Listen to me. I remember praying like, God, when she say something clever because she's stressed and I'm getting on her nerves and she say something slick, I said, slow down time for me. Give me 3 seconds like the slow motion matrix so I can hear the statement and then respond. Because I wanna clap back and say something quick and clever too. When I tell y'all God honored that prayer, I feel like a few weeks later, she said something slick. And I promise, and it hit me, and I was just like, dang, boo, that's how you feel? She's like, I'm just saying. I was like, that's cool. I was like, I don't really view it that way. I don't appreciate that comment either, but it's all good. And I feel like my angels was like, let's go. I feel like my angels was like, that's my boy, as opposed to me saying something back slick or mean to her. I was like, man, boo, that's how you feel. And it actually checked her. And so she was like, well, yeah, but I didn't mean it. And then long story short, y'all, I got the victory. I asked God, like, God, slow it down. And so now it's just a part of me. I went from knowing, okay, let me try to apply it. Now I'm Billy D. Williams. I told God, like, God, make me Billy D. Williams smooth. When it come to working with Tracy, when it come to conflict resolution, help me to be Billy D. Williams smooth. So now I'm taking the breathing principles, doing that my counselor gave me to control my breathing because I got a lot of passion inside me. And if something pisses me off, that passion can turn to anger because I'm human, right? So now I got breathing techniques. I don't even be thinking about it. I'm in an auto fall deep mode where I'm just breathing and processing it, and I don't even get upset about it. Does this make sense? Anyway, I'm putting all my business out there. I'm just letting y'all know there's a journey of going from knowing to doing to being. And I just want you to be more intentional. And I believe that's what's going to take your life to a whole nother level. I've said a lot. I said enough. Take this video, put it in Chat GPT, and tell Chat GPT to build you out a framework and then apply it. And I want y'all to win. I want to take some questions now. What's up, Mia? Mia says, so good. Pam says, thank you for the vulnerability, man. I appreciate that. Stephanie said, wow, like it's a working process when we hold our tongues. Absolutely. Juvenile said, Jeremy, thank you for sharing gems. Yeah, it's a process and it's a lot that I've learned over the years about myself. I'm doing a lot of self discovery. I'm doing a lot of growing. I've got a lot of coaches and people who pour into me and who speak life to me. And I just want to be my best for you. Let me just tell y'all something, man. I read something one time in a book, and it resonated so deeply in my soul. It said that there are some people, man, I want to get this right, and I'm gonna say it without crying. I told y'all at the conference, I turned 40 and I just got way more emotional and sentimental. You know what I'm saying? But there are some people who go through life and they go through life and to try to be great leaders, to look good and to be viewed as a great leader. But there are some people who go through life, and this is where I am. There are some people that go through life and they try to be great leaders because they want to be worthy to lead. Does that make sense? Let me say it one more time. I want to make sure I got it right. There are some people that go through life and they want to be great leaders because they want to be viewed as a great leader. But where I am in life is I want to be a great leader because I want to be worthy to be a leader. And when I look at Crump and Nick, when I look at Jerry and Jira, when I look at our team, I, I want to be worthy to be their leader. Does that make sense? Like in my heart of hearts, when I look at our conference, and y'all were there, y'all saw in which the spirit of excellence we do. Like when I see the way Deani works with our team, like when I see how hard everyone works, my brother Prince and his attention to detail, like I want to be the type of leader that is worthy to lead them. That's what keeps me grounded. That's why I started getting more counseling. I was just like, man, I have been blessed with something so amazing. I don't want to fumble my blessing. I don't want to fumble the blessing. I don't want to fumble my wife. I don't want to fumble my kids. I don't want to fumble our ministry, our foundation, our company, this great organization. I don't want to fumble this great organization. So I'm like, man, God, it's more and more put on me. I'm feeling in a weird place. I need to get more help to process my thoughts and feelings so I can lead and speak and coach and mentor from the purest of places. So we're all going through this journey. And I'm just letting y'all a bit into my world. When I look back at my team keeps me grounded. I wouldn't want to fail them. And God has showed me grace throughout this season that I don't deserve. And I'm like, I will not take advantage of that grace, God. So I'm going to get my act together. I'm going to make the necessary adjustments. I'm going to shift my perspective and I'm going to keep growing so I can be the best leader because I want to be worthy to lead a team like this. And I want that to be your mindset in all that you do. I know this was a lot. I know I gave you a lot today, but we prayed right before we went live. And I believe that God gave you what many of you all were looking for. Let me tackle your questions. Let me tackle your questions. Let me tackle your questions and get y'all out of here. Yeah. What's up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What it do? How you
Hey,
feeling?
hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
Amazing. Good to see you.
Yes, likewise, likewise. First I wanted to say like the conference, oh my gosh, like I I went in there and came out a totally different
Come
person.
on. Come on.
I don't know, like it was like literally something shifted within me and it was just
Mm,
great. So I
good.
had a question because I'm actually out here. Okay, so full disclosure, you said do the donut runs, okay? I ain't got donut run money right now to be going and buying $9 donuts for each school I want to go to. So I made these self care kits, right? So I'm putting together like these little self care kits. I'm gonna drop them off. But what do I say like when I get in there to kind of like break the ice so that it's not like so awkward or whatever when I go into the school?
Great question. First off, let me ask you what all is in the self care kit? What does the
Yeah.
packaging look like? And approximately how much does that cost each kit?
So I got it's for them to take like a bath. So I made this like bath formula thing
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
with like a collagen eye mask, some tea, some honey, and some lotion. some
Okay.
hand
And
lotion.
what do you put it in when you package it to give it to them?
So my bags didn't come in, so I just got this little white bag right
Okay.
now.
Okay. That's cool. And so approximately how much does all of that cost?
A lot of the stuff I had at home,
Okay.
so
Okay.
I
Got
really
you.
didn't do the math on it. But
Got
for
you.
like the lotion, the bags, and some of the stuff, it was like $75, and then I mixed it all together. But some of it I had at home already.
Okay, got you. So the reason why I was asking, because $9, depending on where you are and what you're willing to invest in school, can be a bit much. So I've been telling people, as opposed to a whole dozen, you can easily do a half dozen donuts, right? And then you
Hmm.
want to, and typically the donuts at Krispy Kreme and Dunkin' Donuts are more than a local bakery or even Publix. So that's just something to consider. If you go to the bakery at Kroger or Publix, a half a dozen
Okay.
donuts might cost $3 or $4. So you can keep doing the self-care joint. That's a very great twist. So I like that a lot. And then try that and then try the donuts, because the thing about the donuts, the self-care kit, they give that to one person in the office can take it home and enjoy it. But when you show up with a half dozen donuts, six different people can break their diet. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's
Yeah.
just something to consider. But so that's high level. So I do want to see you get back to the donuts, because that's something the whole office can share.
Uh
And
huh.
then that kind of builds more rapport there. But I do
Okay.
like your creativity. And let me just say this too, Mikhail. Shout out to you, because man, shout out to you. Because you could have just been like, I can't afford it, so I'm not gonna do it. Y'all
Yeah.
show some love, man. Y'all show her some love in the chat. Like, that's next level. You could have been like, I can't afford donuts, so I'm not gonna do it, or I'm gonna show up empty-handed. But you got creative. That energy right there is gonna take you far in the speaking industry. Because you gotta be creative, you gotta be assertive, you gotta be willing to make pivots. Now, I do want to see you be able to get to a point where you can say, okay, this week I can carve out $30 of the budget so I can get 9 or 10 dozen, half dozen donuts. But I love the fact that you made the pivot. Now, to answer your question, it's simply this. I walk into the school, hey, hey, good morning, good morning. Say it's two, three people in the office. Hey, hey, good morning. How y'all doing? We're good. How can we help you? Well, look, my name is Jeremy Anderson. I am a national educational consultant, and y'all in my backyard. I figured I'd bring y'all some donuts, right? Or, hey, good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing? We're good, sir. How are you? I'm blessed. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. Okay, how can we help you? I brought breakfast. I brought some donuts. If you want to diet, you don't tell nobody. I won't tell nobody. They're gonna chuckle, and then you say, "No, seriously. My name is Jeremy Anderson. I'm an international, national, professional speaker. I work with a bunch of schools, and y'all in my backyard. So I figured I'd come by and bring y'all some donuts and introduce myself and say hi. So hi, and they're gonna laugh. Like, this is when you let your personality come out. There's not a set script, but what you don't say is, "Hey, my name is Jeremy. I want to speak for your school," or "Hey, my name is Jeremy. I brought donuts. Where's the principal?" Or "Hey, my name is Jeremy. I speak at other schools, and I want to speak at your school, so I brought donuts." Don't do that. Start with the gift. Start with relationships and who you are, right?
Okay.
And then when
Okay.
they say, "Okay, thank you so much for these donuts," you know what I'm saying? You say, "Yep, absolutely, absolutely. So how things been going here at the school?" You know what I'm saying? Like, ask them. Like, do you all ever bring in any speakers? Hey, I would love to meet Principal so and so. Let me tell you something. The time that it takes for you all to look up that school in your area, see what the address is, it's going to take you an extra 10 seconds to go to staff at the top of the little icon, click staff, and see who the principal is. And you write out those lists. The main person you want to talk to is the principal. But if Dr. Kilpatrick isn't there, a lot of schools be having one, two, or three assistant principals. You have their names written down, right? And then every
Hmm.
school has at least one guidance counselor. Some schools got one for each grade level. You write them down. Okay, hey, is Dr. Kilpatrick in? I would love to meet either Dr. Kilpatrick or Miss Tony or Mr. O'Brien. Are any of them available just to do a quick meet and greet? You know what? I'm not sure. Okay, great. Right. Okay. But what about the guidance counselor Sabrina Fulton? Like, is she available? Like, you want to have a list, and your mindset
Yeah.
is somebody finna meet me. I'm finna meet somebody. I'm finna shake somebody's hand, and you go from there. And then
Okay. Yep.
the goal would be, hey, this is just a meet and greet. I would love some time to schedule a meeting in the future if you don't have time now. That's how you say it. Hey, Principal so and so, thank you for meeting with me. I would love to go a little deeper. I would love to see how I can support your school and add value. If you don't have time now, maybe you can carve out 10, 15 minutes, later this week. And they might say, I got some time now, come on to my office. Or they might say, yeah, let's look at something on the calendar, but make sure they know, hey, this 10, 15 minutes. Don't say I would like to schedule a meeting with you. Now they feel like, oh my God, another meeting. You trying to make me buy something and they don't know if it's an
Yeah.
hour. So you say, hey, I would love to, if you can carve out 10 minutes with me, I would love to kind of talk about how I can support your school, how I can add some value. Now they're thinking, I'm not trying to sell myself, I'm trying to be a blessing to you. Now they're thinking, this ain't gonna be an hour long meeting. This might just be 10 minutes or so. I can easily carve out 10 minutes. You follow me?
Yes, yes. Yep, I have a list on my iPad of all. I put it together last night, so I got all the principals and guidance counselors on there. So,
Love it.
okay, cool. And I
Love
got
it.
them this little. I wrote them a little note card. Say you pour so much into others. Here's a reminder to pour into yourself. But what I'm gonna do is, since I wrote it down, I'm gonna just make one for everybody so that
I
everybody
like it.
has
I
one.
like it. I like it. Good stuff. Good job. Great question.
Okay.
Proud of you.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely. So good. So good. So good. So good. All right, who we got next?
Deandra wants to know the Holy Spirit has been waking me up at 4 a.m. to meet with Him. I do have a healthy prayer life, but getting up that early is different. Do you have any encouragement to share?
Yeah.
Tips.
Yeah. Two tips. Two tips. Go to sleep earlier. Go to sleep earlier. When I was going through one of the most challenging seasons of my life for about 3 years, I was waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of folks was like, "Oh, you trying to be like ET?" I'm like, "Nah, bro. I'm trying to be like God. Like the season I'm going through right now is so heavy. I need hours with Him to get through the day, because I'm trying to keep that monster inside me with an attitude and resentment and anger, like, you know what I'm saying? But I would go to sleep at 9. And so I found out from this book, my good friend Sean Stevens, he wrote the book called, I think it's called Sleep Smarter. The hours that you sleep, that you get in REM sleep before midnight, your body clock feels like it's 2 hours. So if I'm in REM sleep by 10 p.m., by the time midnight comes, because I've been in REM sleep, now REM sleep is that deep sleep. That's when your body actually burns fat and boosts your metabolism and boosts your immune system. Like when you get to REM sleep, REM stands for rapid eye movement. So that's when you're so deep in sleep, your eyes like actually are moving rapidly, like you gone. Like you gone. So there's sleep where you kind of sleep, and then there's REM sleep, right? If you in REM sleep from 10 to 12, by midnight, your body clock feels like you've been sleeping for 4 hours. So when I was waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning, where I would go to sleep at 9, well, by the time midnight come, my body feels like I've been sleeping for 6 hours. So you put 3 more hours on top of it. By the time my alarm clock go off at 3 o'clock, I feel good. Now I'm still gonna have some coffee, but I feel it wasn't like, oh, I got a headache, I need to sleep. I slept great. And so that would be my advice for you. The earlier you go to sleep, the easier it is to wake up earlier in the morning. And then set you 2, 3 alarm clocks. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do the snooze, boy, because you may hit snooze 3 times and then push you back 30 minutes. But you set an alarm for 4 a.m. and then one for 4:02 and one for 4:03. You know what I'm saying? And by that second or third one, you're going to rise, okay, about the bed. All right, great question. Let's get it. Hey, hey.
Hello, everybody. Good
What's up,
morning.
sis? Good morning.
So my question is, how would you? Sorry, I'm on my way, but I'm locked in.
It's okay.
But
It's okay.
I thank you. So my question is, when you're trying to pivot your audience, my current audience is like foster youth. I identify with that. I wanted to stick with it, but I recently had an opportunity to speak for a work. Their burnout had an opportunity. I brought lunch, and I'm like, man, this was like they had like, different type of budgets, but I feel like really called right now. Like I've been arguing kind of with God, honestly. He's been trying to tell me like you're putting yourself in a box. You're putting yourself in this. I'm not. So I kind of wanted to ask like if you have any advice on when you do pivot your audience, are you supposed to be in a certain audience? Oh, excuse me. Are you supposed to be in a certain audience for a while before you pivot? Do I need to do this longer in this audience? Like, I just want to see like what you have to say about all that.
So you're saying your current audience is foster care children, or
In
those who work
education.
in the foster care industry?
So that's kind of like my pivot too. I was thinking I could even work with the staff and adults that serve these youth. But right now, like one of my contracts that I had shared was with a school district, a local school district, to support they're bringing me in for 10 months to support their foster youth. So
Okay.
I'm just, you know,
Yep, I
torn.
got you. I got
Hmm.
you. I'm about to give you your answer. You're driving, so cut your camera off, but I'm about to answer you right now. Good to see you.
Okay,
Good to
thank
see you. Um, so I'll say this. You said it, you feel like the Holy Spirit has been telling you you're putting yourself in the box 100%. The value that you're giving to educators or your foster care agency, those people who work in the industries to pour into themselves, self-care, how to best serve these foster care kids, is the exact same message, keynote, in ministry that you could offer to teachers who teach kids every single day, because they too are stressed out, they too are burnt out, they too don't feel appreciated, they too have implicit biases, they too have their own internal struggles, and their kids, their students, even though their students go home to their biological mother and father, those students deserve to have the healthiest, whole, strongest teachers. Does that make sense? So I want to really encourage you to say, hey, if I have a message that can help these educators and administrators and social workers and those who work in the foster care system, I get it. And I get why you initially went there, because you were in the foster care system, right? But that means you also can relate to these kids. And I'm sure that there were some teachers that had a positive impact on your life. So it wasn't just those in the foster care area. So now you can take all the depth of your story to tell you, let me tell you how a little girl that went through the foster care industry or went through the foster care system struggled, but because I had some positive foster care advocates, and then I had some positive teachers, they helped me become the successful speaker, author, entrepreneur, mother, businesswoman, person I am today. Your message, I don't need to pray about this. I don't need to seek God's counsel about this. Trust me as your coach. Your audience now is those educators, counselors, those social workers who work in that space, anybody that advocates for young people, anybody that advocates for youth, children, like that is who your audience is. And I want to see you at schools, at group homes, at middle schools, high schools, speaking to the kids as well, saying, hey, some of you all have your mom and dad, and you need to give them you need to cut them a break, because I wish I had my mom and dad. Like, your message for some of them is like, shame on you, because you got your mom and dad, and I wish I had my mom and dad. Some of you, your message is to some of them like, hey, I grew up in the foster care system, but I am successful today because though I did not have my biological father and biological mom and what I thought I needed, I still had a
you.
tribe of people who supported me. And when you look around the school, you've got a tribe of people. Though you think these teachers are boring and you think they're corny or you think they're giving you a hard time, guess what, my friends? They don't have to be here. They chose to be here. Every single one of these teachers and counselors and social workers could decide tomorrow to work in another agency, marketing, open up a cupcake shop. They chose to be here because they chose you. You just have to receive that love. Like, there is so much that you can share with them to help them go to another level. So I would love to see you open up your avenue to where you say, I speak to youth and young people, but I also speak to those who support them, whether they're teachers, counselors, social workers, etc. You follow me there?
Yes, yeah, that's super helpful. Thank you,
Excited
Jeremy.
for you. Absolutely.
Thank
See
you.
you
And thank
soon.
you for my website. I love it. It's beautiful. I'm going to connect with Diani. I was kind of like rebranding myself, but it is so beautiful. So thank you.
I love it. I love it. Proud of you.
Mhm.
Excited for you. Yes, yes. Oh, so good. So good. So good. Let's not go a
Rod
few more.
Jackson says, hey Jeremy, just joined the Academy yesterday from your Sunday Live. What's the best advice you can give me on how to go through the courses and being intentional in the academy?
Man, welcome to the community, fam. So I'll say this, Shad. Schedule it out. Schedule it out. You know what I'm saying? Like some people watch it on their computer. Some people are have a way to take what's on the computer, put on the TV. Like, schedule it out. Everybody's schedule is different. So we literally have every type of person in our community. Those people who are between houses and they're living with their brother and sister-in-law till they get on their feet, to people with their PhDs, right? We've got entrepreneurs to people who are, what I'm saying, working at Old Charlie's restaurant as wait serving tables, right? Like we've got teachers, principals, city council members, like we've got every type of person. Everybody has a different schedule. You got single parents, what I'm saying, with two, three kids. You got husband and wife with blended families. You got people who are single in their 20s. You got folks single in their 60s. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got people who got full-time jobs, some people that got two jobs, some people that got no, everybody's schedule is different. You run your own race, you pace it out, right? You schedule time for you to do the classes. You schedule time to watch the different courses, the modules. You put the homework in. You do the assignment. You update the Facebook group. Like you just pace yourself. That's the biggest thing. You catch every call that you can jump on. You know what I'm saying? You catch every call that you should jump on. You know what I'm saying? Half the stuff you might be learning, you might be like, yep, they asked this question 2 calls ago. I already know that. Well, repetition. You know what I'm saying? Repetition helps it to be planted that much deeper, right? Or you might say, man, I didn't get my question answered, but it got answered because somebody else asked a similar question. And you're going to just be inspired by seeing what's working for other people and then what's not working. I would say absorb. We talk about knowing, doing, being, knowing that knowledge, absorb all the information that you can. And if you miss a call, everything is recorded, right? And it's going to be emailed to you within 24 hours. So you can always go back and watch the recording and treat it like it's a podcast. So I would just say absorb as much of the information as possible. And then it might take you a month or 2 or 3, 6 months, and then begin to pace out your game plan for execution. All right, great question. Appreciate you, man. Welcome to the community. Let's go. Hey, I can't hear you. I heard you say Jeremy. Look at that smile. Come on.
Hi, Jeremy. How are you?
Amazing. How you doing? Good to see you.
I'm well. I'm well. So
Good.
I was at a prayer brunch this past yesterday, no Saturday, and the Lord spoke to me and told me that I just need to tell my story. So with me going through the modules, one of the things that I had to do was just do something. Coach Crump advised this one young lady to just pick up the phone and start talking. And so that's what I did just to break that fear, just to, get over that initial speaking and so forth. And so, but my story is so vast, it goes over a long period of time. I have a list of goals that I came across a couple of years ago that is from 2003 that actually has me saying that I wanted to do public speaking.
Hmm.
So I didn't do anything in all of that time until, I tapped into you about a year and a half ago. And then I was like, wow, this is what was in me
Hmm.
22 years ago. And so
Mhm.
now it's like, how do I streamline my story? How do I take it from 2003 to now? And it's so much that it's, it is actually talking to a young lady this weekend and made me say that, it is, it's very moving. It is just God led and spirit led. And so I want to share that. It actually almost brought her to tears just listening how the Lord has led me. But I have to find a way to streamline it. And where do I start with that? Like, do I start doing it in pieces? Do I take it back to 2003 and then, maybe on the first day I share? But it made me think about the module with ET where he's saying, tell your one story until the world hears it. And that's what I'm trying to do, but I don't know where to start and how to streamline it.
Yeah. And so it depends. What ET said, for some people is very true. It's like you have that one story that one signature message and you tell that thing over and over and over and over again. But then there are depending on your audience, but then there are some people, well, it's going to twist and change depending on who you're speaking to, right? Because I have one main message that I would share if I was speaking in schools, but I would share there are certain principles I wouldn't share with the middle school because they probably wasn't ready for it. Does it make sense? So I would
Yes.
share other things with the high school. So 80% of the story will be the same, but some of the stories and principles within the story I would change to fit the audience. You follow me there?
Yes, I
Then I
do.
would take that same message and I would give it to teachers, but I would give it from a teacher's point of view and how those teachers impacted me versus my personal behavior. So, if you look and you say, man, Jeremy, I've got 20, 30 years of stories and experiences in my life, it's like, okay, well, what resonates with the audience. And this is something we can't get into now, but I'm going to tell you what you should be asking yourself when you go back and watch this recording later, right? Like, who is the audience you're actually speaking to? What resonates with it? You can literally take a story. If I put you in front of 3,000 people and it was your prime audience, and I said, you have an hour and a half, take your time, tell your whole story. You could tell that whole story in an hour and a half. But I could
Yes.
also say, hey, you got 40 minutes to speak. Share this story, but weave in principles. Well, now you leave out some of the small nuances of when you were walking to the park. And when you walked to the park, you ran into and so said this. What made you show up at the rehearsal when you won the audition? Skip over that and say, I went to an audition and I won it. You feel me? Like, and then there are certain parts of your story you only pull out and share for certain audiences. And so I think the biggest thing right now is like what Crump said, is just start speaking. You might pull out your phone and set it up in the house and you begin to go and share your story. And as you go through the course and modules, as he like breaks down the story, like you've got your intro, maybe you say, hey, I'm gonna have 5 main takeaway points. What are the 5 things these audience should learn from my story? You follow me? And so what are the
Yeah.
5 things they should learn from my story? How to shift the mindset, how to shift your perspective, how to overcome odds, how to embrace failure, and the importance of love and forgiveness. Like when you look at the totality of your story, of what you would share from the last 10, 20, 30 years, give it super, super high level, right? Like there are some people that could tell a story and say, I worked for IBM for 6 years, and then I went and worked for the Kellogg company for 5 years, and then for 10 years, I worked for Telescope. And then in 20 seconds, you broke down a timeline
Exactly.
versus
Okay.
versus someone that talked about what you did and how much you got paid and when they let you go and why they fired you. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want you or anybody else to feel overwhelmed when I have so much to share. Give people high level, take them on a journey, and make sure they're able to extract those 5 points, those 5 principles, those 5 things they should do to go to their next level. And then begin to work with that. Does that make sense?
Absolutely does. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Appreciate you.
Bye.
All right. Who we got next?
Dimitri wants to know, how can I reinvent myself online? I feel like I spoiled my face and that people will only view me in a light that I don't want to be seen in. This is while I work on getting out that light myself.
Yeah. Man. So how can I reinvent myself online? I feel like I spoiled my face. How'd you spoil your face? What that mean? That the people who only view me in the light. So first off, hear me and hear me clearly, fam. Bump them. Bump whoever view you, however, y'all feel me? Put it on the stage. Actually see y'all shaking your head. Yeah. Bump them. I'm gonna say it one more time. I'm not saying bump now, because I'm a Christian. Bump them. Forget what they saying. Forget how they view you. Get that out your brain. I don't want you to ever say that again. I don't want you to even think about that. Now, if you're looking at how they view you and you look at, say, primarily Instagram, well, guess what? You remove everything from your Instagram. If you don't want people to view you and you putting out more content and you don't want them to go and scroll and see you a year or two ago because you're reinventing yourself, remove everything from your feed and start over. And the first thing on your feed should be a black image that says reinventing myself. You make that statement to the world. And in your description, as opposed to saying whatever your description says or whatever your bio says on Instagram, you put that sucker and you hit them with the famous Jay-Z quote, allow me to reintroduce myself. You know what I'm saying? Just leave out the part that says, my name is Ho. H to the O-V. I used to move snowflakes by the O-Z. You leave that part out. But you tell them, allow me to reintroduce myself. And you just put out more stuff. And here's what's going to happen, fam. There are going to be people that see this new content, they see this new you, but they still view you that old way. Who cares? I'm sure I got people that still view me as the old Jeremy that was selling drugs, that was getting arrested, that was an alcoholic. I'm sure I have people that view me as the same hyper kid running around school, failing and getting in trouble and getting kicked out of school. I'm sure they still view me as the average person that was just living in Huntsville, just barely getting by. They see on Instagram now, but they still view me that's their problem. How do I view me? How do you view you? And when you see yourself on that next level, when you see yourself growing, when you see yourself evolving, when you see yourself matriculating through life, when you see yourself when you see yourself how God sees you, who cares how people see you? Who cares? If God before you, who could be against you? Ain't no hater in the world. Who? So who cares what people say about you? Who cares how they view you? You view yourself a certain way. You put out this new image of you. You view yourself how God sees you, and that should be enough. I live for an audience of one. I don't live for no man's approval. I don't live for no man's acceptance. As long as God is approved of me, as long as God says, well done, my good and faithful servant, as long as God is good with how I live my life, I'm good. These people in the world, these folks on Instagram watching this ain't got no heaven or hell to put me in. And I will not lay my purpose, I will not lay my happiness, I will not lay my joy at the feet of people who really could care less about me. I live for an audience of one. And as long as you, my friend, view yourself how God views you, who cares how the world views you? That's my advice for you, man. I got a little excited and passionate, but I hope I got that in your spirit. You delete whatever you got to delete off of Facebook and Instagram. You remove all of that and you put out this new content and you will reinvent yourself, but I don't want you to be burdened by what other people might think or what category, what box they might put you in. Who cares about them? Who cares about them? It's their fault, okay? If they don't see the greatness inside you. Silly them, they just gonna miss out on how amazing and dope and awesome you are. You walk with God and you see yourself how God sees you. All right, let me get about 3 or 4 more. I got a meeting to get ready for.
Marriage Fireworks wants to know, what if you are not a national speaker? How do you introduce yourself when you're just starting?
What if you're not a national speaker? Um, so when you say introduce yourself, are you talking about like when you talk to people? You just tell them you're a public speaker. You know, you don't say national yet. Now, if you live in Oklahoma and you speak in North Carolina, well, you done traveled halfway across the country. You're a national speaker now, right? But until that happens, you've never spoken before. You just tell them that you're a professional speaker. Hey, I'm a professional, motivational speaker. I speak and work with couples and conferences in alignment with marriage and relationship building. It's just as simple as that. But the goal now is to have a brand. The goal now was to build out your website. You know what I'm saying? The goal now was to build out your logo. The goal now was for them to, when they go to your website and they type your actual name in and they look at your branding, to now take you serious, even though you haven't really gotten speaking engagements or opportunities yet, you still need to brand yourself a certain type of way, right? There are companies. A friend of mine is opening up a company called. It's not called Hot Shot. You know how they got like Top Golf, where you can go and like do the little Top Golf game, where he's created a company where he's invested in a company that it's like for basketball. So imagine Top Golf version, but it's with the basketball, right? And I think it's called like Hot Shot or something like that. And so They're starting the promotion, they're starting the marketing, they're starting the branding. You can go to their website, but guess what? You can't go and shoot not one little basketball yet because they haven't opened. But they at least let the world know this is who we are and this is what we have to offer. So we've worked with a lot of speakers who we built out their website, we built out their speaker reel, like Next Level Brand Studio. At the end, you'll see some information about our Next Level Brand Studio. Like this is what people in the community tap in with to build out their stuff so that people take you serious. So you might invest thousands of dollars into a website, speaker reel, stuff like that, but then you get one engagement for thousands of dollars and you done broke even on that investment. So high level, my answer to your question is, how do I introduce myself when I'm just starting? You just tell them that you're a professional speaker. You know what I'm saying? You would love to work with their organization, but you let your website and everything else speak to that. All right, go get it, man. Excited for y'all. Okay.
Angelia says, I'm going to corporations in Arizona, but getting to the right person is sometimes challenging. Any suggestions? I'm also code pitching via email and LinkedIn.
I'm going corporations in Arizona, but getting the right person is sometimes challenging. So when you say you're going to corporations in Arizona, but getting to the right person, so what exactly? So my initial question is, what exactly are you saying to those people? Um, and what exactly are you offering them? So if they say, "Hey, Miss Malbrew, I'm interested. Send me some information," they should be able to go to angeliamalbrew.com. And if you don't have a website yet, then you reaching out is a little premature. Because for one, they don't even know you. So when they go to that website, they're gonna want to see some information. They're gonna want to see some content. They're gonna want to see some copy, so that they know, oh, this is actually who she is and what she does. So separate from suggestions on connecting with the people when you're cold calling and on LinkedIn, is really making sure you have a really good landing place for people to go door to door. It works often. I give them my details in EPK. They know me from photography. Yeah, if a lot of people know you from photography, you're in the process now of rebranding yourself, right? I have the website too. So yeah, so okay, so if you have the website and you have the EPK, like you got everything you need to really get started, right? And so your goal now is to connect with as many people on LinkedIn, on social media, and begin to create some content as well. Right. So that's the next step. It's like once you got that website, that EPK, like all of that, it's like now you got to start putting out content. You got to start putting out information. You want to keep working LinkedIn and just compliment people. Let them know you like what you're doing. Let them know the services in which you offer. Put your website out there. Like engage and build with the people. I haven't had a lot of success in cold calling or cold emailing. People in the community have. That was never my path. Angelia, I just always put out content and videos on YouTube that people were looking for, and then that would drive people to my website, and that would equate to speaking engagements. And so I just added so much value and so much content for free, for free, for free. I'm just giving away the gift. I'm just blessing people, and opportunities will come my way. And so she says, okay, I see what's happening. I need a new social media account. Absolutely. Especially if you still plan on doing photography. Now, if you're saying I ain't doing photography no more, then keep that same page, keep those same hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands of followers, however many followers you have. But if you still plan on doing photography, because that's your bread and butter, then yes, you create a new page, Angelia underscore speaks or Angelia underscore inspiration, something like that, right? And you create your new social media handle and you begin to create some content so that you can drive traffic to your new platforms. All right, I'm excited for you. Hey, hey. Does she know she? Hey. I can't hear you.
Hey,
There we go.
Jeremy.
How are you?
How you doing?
Blessed. Blessed. Good to see
Good,
you.
good. So I'm a brand new business owner, just starting. I
Okay.
have been to numerous conferences and how to launch a business and what to do and what to say. Get your LLC and insure your business and this, that, and the other. I am a payroll master. I been in payroll for over 15 years, and I also do financial budgeting coaching.
Okay.
Um, but I have not actually started it yet. So I need to try to find out how do I get clients, with all of the conferences and
Clients in what area? In speaking or in the financials part?
both. So when I started with you last Friday on the speaking thing, so now I want to be a speaker because of you.
Praise God.
So the speaking part because I do like I'm doing now.
Yeah, I just wanted clarity because you mentioned the other things, but now the
Yes,
speaking. So your question
that
is, how do you get started with this new speaking journey?
yes, and with my original payroll services.
So
Again, I haven't.
so I
So
can't so
yeah.
I can't help you when it comes to business with the payroll services because
Okay.
that's not my specialty. I could give like some basic
Right.
advice, but I don't specialize in just growing people's business in general. I
Right.
specialize in growing their speaking business. So let's just stay right there. And then I pray that you
Okay.
connect with someone that can coach you in that payroll space so that that company can blow up and then you can hire a bunch of employees and you ain't got to do nothing but sign the checks, okay? But as
Right.
far as the
Right.
speaking is concerned, and
Yes.
I want to make sure you're viewing these as two totally different things because there are some people that want to drop a website that says this is who I am, and then I've got this
Mm-hmm.
certification, and I'm a CPA, and I can do taxes and
Mm-hmm.
finance and payroll, and I'm a speaker as well. You don't want to do that. I often say if you
Right.
confuse me, you lose me. But if you compel me,
Right.
you'll sell me, right? So you really
Okay.
want to be
Mm-hmm.
compelling. So you want to keep them separate. And as you build out your
Okay.
speaking business, you want to be
Mm-hmm.
very intentional to say, hey, this is who I am. This is the audience I speak to. This is my message. This is the value I can bring. But the first start
Okay.
will be to
Okay.
fully engulf yourself as you have the time in the Speakers Academy and the course. So I want you to learn the
Okay.
industry. We're going to take you from the very beginning
Okay.
foundational of why you want to speak and who's your audience and who you are and what you have to share with the marketplace and do a heart check. Then we can go into the marketing, the branding, and how you bring yourself to
Okay.
market. So I would say to take the time when it comes to speaking and just devote the time, the hours you can throughout the week to the course, learn the speaking business, do the homework,
Mhm.
do some self reflections, and then we're going to guide you through the course on how to slowly build out your business.
Okay. Okay.
All
Sounds
right.
good. Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Excited for you. Welcome to the community. Can't wait to
Thank
meet you in
you.
person. Appreciate you. Yes, yes. All right. Two more.
Petra wants to know, I recently joined the academy after attending the conference. I find myself talking to myself regularly, giving speeches in the mirror, shower, while cooking, etc. Is that normal?
Yes, that's no, that's not normal. That's next level. Okay. The team was like, yo, he says she ain't normal. Like, because that's not normal, right? Like, hold on, let me see, Jerry, slide right there. I find myself talking to myself regularly, hilarious. Giving speeches in the mirror, shower, while cooking, etc. That's not normal. That's next level. Ain't nothing wrong with you. You ready. Come on. Y'all put ready in the chat. You ready. You dedicated. You locked in. That thing like fire shut up in your bones. There's nothing average or regular or normal about that. You know what I'm saying? What a normal person would do is they'll come to a conference, they'll think about being a speaker, and then they'll just kind of talk about it here or there. And after a week or so or two, it fizzles out. No, 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 no. You locked in. And the fact that you like, yep, I joined the academy, you attended the conference, and now you done got bit by the bug, as you should. That energy, that spirit from the conference, done went back with you to your local city, and now you in the shower, you brushing your teeth. You gotta know how to win. You spitting it out, you got the Listerine gargling, giving messages, cooking, other people cooking and watching the news or cooking and listening to music. You cooking and cooking up a speech at the same time. That's next level. And I want you to keep that energy. And as you go through the course, and then we get to the part where we start working on your actual message, Then I want you not just speak into the mirror, but I want you to record yourself, do the audio, do the video record on the camera. And I want to see you speaking. I want to see you motivating. I want to see you pouring into yourself. I want to see you recording your speech and then going back and watching it and making the necessary adjustments. So that is very next level for you to be speaking and talking to yourself randomly as you should, because now you're at a point now where you're excited, you're passionate, and you going all in. And I love every bit of it. And that's the energy that you need to be successful. You know what I'm saying? Like my pop said something at the conference. What did he say? Part-time visionaries don't exist. Part-time visionaries don't exist. Like you have to be willing to go all in. And it looks like the idea, the concept, the calling of speaking has consumed every fabric of your soul to where you find yourself doing it all day, every day. And I think that's a beautiful thing. All right, keep that energy. Great question. Thank you. All right, last one. My brother, I can't hear you.
How about now? Is that better?
Loud and clear. What's up, my brother?
Yes, sir. We'd got together about a year ago, and you'd gave me some recommendations on how to get in speaking engagements and that right there, even being out on the road and things like that and whatnot. And I'd actually went through. I followed your plan to a T, and I'd actually had some speaking engagements going and everything else and that right there. But then I had some things creep up on me. I was in the military and that right there, and I recently got resubmitted with the VA and started working with the VA again. Well, my question is, since working with the VA, a lot of things have come up from the past and everything, and it's like I just hit a flat spot. Like all of a sudden, my mindset and everything else just diverted to everything else that was there. So my question is, what is your best recommendation to like get back on track to what it was before while still dealing with the traumas of the past?
So let's rewind. Let's rewind. Let's rewind. You're saying you start reaching back out to the VA and you said something got you off track. Was it they put you on like a no book list, or was it something more mentally, eternally you were dealing with?
It was definitely mentally and internally, and just the things we went through.
For one, thank you for your service. And everyone in the chat should be sharing those same sentiments. So thank you for your service. Always good to see you on here and that forward, my brother. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you being tapped in with us. And I want y'all to also celebrate him in the chat for not just his service, but did y'all hear what he's saying? He on the highway driving trucks across the country and was still booking speaking engagements. What excuse y'all got? Jerry, you feel me, bro? Like, that's next level. So hats off to you, man, for just having that type of tenacity and grit. You know how many people we have, you know what I'm saying, that's driving on the road, but their excuse is I can't be successful. I'm not getting opportunities because I'm always on the road. Well, you overcame that. Now you got to overcome that mental block. Now you got to overcome the traumas. Because I can imagine, especially working with the VA, like, how traumatic your time was serving our country. Um, so now and it might be therapy, it might be counseling, it might be reading. Like, I'm not sure, but you've got to get some additional support there so that you don't come across that block. Because the last thing the enemy wants, and you said it too, like I was rolling, I was getting engagements, things was happening for me, and then life started happening. Well, that's what happens. Because the last thing the enemy wants is you out here ministering to other guys and women and veterans, pouring into them, giving them game, giving them principles, speaking, living a deeper life of purpose. So he's going to throw curveballs, right? Like he's going to attack, right? Like that's a part of the game. Like y'all listen to me, y'all. We have to start looking at spiritual warfare like a basketball game. Like you trying to put up points, But after you score, the enemy gonna get the ball, and you gotta try to stop him from scoring. Like, that's the reality. But this is not a game where you just always on offense, and every time you score, the enemy passes check ball and passes the ball back to you. No, they're gonna try to score too. So that really comes with it. So now you gotta ask yourself internally, because you know what triggers those thoughts, you know what those thoughts are, you know how those thoughts affect you. All right. So now you gotta ask yourself, okay, where when I have these thoughts and this happens, where do I feel it in my body? That's one thing my counselor's been working with me on. She's like, oh, gee, Jeremy, when you said that right now, what did you feel in your body? Like, was it in your head or your arm or your chest? I'm like, you know what? When I said that, my chest felt tight. Like, I'm going deep. So now you got to ask yourself, when these things happen, where do I feel it in my body? How is it affecting me? What are some of the triggers? And you got to work through it. And you might need to have someone to work through, like a counselor. It might be something that you read, or it might just be spiritually between you and God. But it's time for you to get a handle on that thing. Because what we need you to do now is we need you to say, I'm finna start speaking again. I'm finna start getting these engagements lined up, and I ain't letting my mentals, I'm not letting no trauma, I ain't letting no PTSD, I ain't letting no anxiety, I ain't letting no depression get in the way for what God has for me. You feel me? So I pray for you.
Yes, sir.
All the other prayer warriors, keep them in your prayer as well. And we want to help you navigate this space, bro, but you're going to be good. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. Thank you, man. Love you, bro. Good to see you, fam.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, man, what an episode, y'all. Did y'all enjoy today? Let me know if y'all enjoyed today. How many people we got on with us? 103, man. I hope y'all enjoyed today, man. Thank y'all for tapping in with us live. Remember to subscribe. Remember to like. Remember, what up, Teach? Remember to hit that notification, please. Definitely stay tapped in with us. What's up, Megan? Hey, cousin. Man, thank y'all for tapping in, man. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. Let me look at my calendar right now. I'm about to confirm that I'm going to see y'all next week on Monday. Oh, the 30th. It's going down. It's going down. I'm going to see y'all next week, the 30th, man. Y'all share this with somebody in the community. Share this with a friend. Share this with a family member. Share this video with a loved one. Like, when we end this, hit that little share button. Send this to 5, 10 people. Maybe you got a group chat. Maybe you got a community. Maybe you got a family group chat. Like, share this with somebody, right? Put that sucker on Instagram. You know how you can do an Instagram story? You might take a snapshot, put that as a picture, and put the link there. Like, share this message with somebody. This concept of knowing and doing and being, like really being who God has made us to be, is something really powerful. And I pray that you all found value in today's episode, man. Thank y'all for rocking with me. Thank you for receiving what I had to share, man. I love y'all. Let me pray y'all out. God bless them. God keep them. God, in the name of Jesus, Lord, show us all how to go from the knowledge and the knowing and putting a filter over our brains to doing those actions every single day, and be disciplined and do it in a way where it actually becomes who we are, so that we can live the lives you've called us to live and to make the impact that you have called us to make. Give every person that's on with us now, watching this, clarity and wisdom and discernment when it comes to their life, their speaking career, and everything that you call them to do. Bless their efforts, open up doors, help them to secure contracts, keep them motivated and locked in. And I look forward to being back with them again next week. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Man, y'all be blessed. God bless y'all. Thank y'all for tapping in. I'll see y'all next week. Peace.
I made over $100,000.
1 gig, $18,000.
$75,000.
I cannot recommend Next Level Speakers Academy enough.
An absolute game changer for my business.
That was just a glimpse of the life-changing work that we're doing here at the Next Level Speakers Academy. And over the next 2 minutes, you're going to see exactly how our program and community can be a game changer for your speaking business. Years ago, myself and ET, Dr. Eric Thomas, came together because we knew that our calling in life was more than just being phenomenal speakers. It is to train, equip, support, and mentor the next generation of professional speakers.
I've actually gone from people breaching in their pockets and giving me $250 to me making $50,000 in a month.
So imagine you getting what Eric Thomas learned in 30 years. You're getting that in 6 months. You're getting the education, you're getting the platform, and you're getting an opportunity to meet with decision makers.
What a lot of the individuals will receive is information and knowledge that can help them not make some of the same mistakes or have some of the same encounters that weren't as fortunate as we have.
Now, one way that we're going to take your speaking career to a whole nother level is through our online platform. We've got 4 different courses in one location, all set up to put you in the best position, from the marketing, the branding, the storytelling, how to find speaking engagements, everything you need to be successful and dominate in this space. And you have lifetime access to the courses and content.
In the past 3 months, I've had 25 plus speaking engagements. Next Level is who they say they are.
This year, we are going to pass $500,000 in gross revenue, and we're closing contracts in the $40,000 to $50,000 range. And it's not just about the money, it's about the support, it's about the positive environment that provides a space for people to create, learn, and grow together, and I'm just proud.
Now, in addition to the online course, we also have our Next Level Speakers community, and we've got chapters all across the country and internationally. Now, this is important because your proximity equals your velocity, and the people that you're connected with has the power to take your speaking career farther and faster.
I hold this community so near and dear to my heart. At one point, I didn't even want to tell people about it. I was afraid the more people knew, the less success there would be available to me. But God is abundant. The more people that join this community, we only get stronger.
In addition to the online course and community, some of you might even upgrade to spending a mastermind weekend with us. That's where me and ET puts you on stage. Our team captures the footage. We coach you and train you up live in person, and that material is sure to be a game changer for your business.
I've never had an experience like this.
I know I was supposed to be here, and I was so honored.
What sets us apart from other speakers, programs, or communities, it's not just the success that our students are getting financially from speaking in their business, but it's because we take a holistic approach. We don't want to just build up great speakers. We want to build up great people. And every year, at our annual conference, there are individuals that decide to grow in business and decide to grow spiritually. And that is something we're really proud of.
I bawled when she cried when she was up on stage earlier trying to video her on 2 phones, but you guys gave her that voice and have helped her step out. She wouldn't have done this without you guys, so thank you.
It's probably one of the realest programs you're gonna ever get into. I've been in other programs. Man, you giving us a chance to practice what God gave us on stage? Yo, man, he said it right. It's priceless.
If you're ready to really take your speaking career to the next level and your life to the next level and truly live a life of purpose, join today. What's up, y'all? Jeremy here. Look, me and my team want to give you a glimpse of what it looks like and what you're going to experience when you come to a Next Level Speakers Mastermind. Check this out.
Hey guys, I'm Sophie. I am your lead coordinator, and I'm here to welcome you and give you a phenomenal experience.
Before you hit the stage, myself and the other coaches are going to prepare you and give you live feedback so that you can dominate the stage.
And while you're on stage, I'm gonna be capturing high quality photos for you for your websites and your branding.
And me and the AV team can't wait to support you because your name and face deserves to be on the big screen.
Oh, hey, me and the team, we're here to support you. We're here to get you mic'd up, but ultimately to get you hyped up so you can take the stage.
Look, not only do you speak live on stage, right? We do Q&A. Like, we literally gonna coach you and answer all your questions to help you get to the next level.
Every day of the mastermind, we have one person who did a dynamic job to have the opportunity to win the Drop Mic Award.
As you see, our Next Level Speakers Mastermind Weekends are something special. We're gonna put you on stage, we're gonna coach you, we're gonna mentor you, we're gonna give you the game you need, but the revelation that you receive, the breakthroughs that people are receiving, truly makes our Mastermind Weekends a life-changing experience. We hope to see you at the next one.
Hey speakers, listen up. The Next Level Brand Studio is here, your one-stop shop for all of your branding needs. We've created branding materials for some of your favorite motivational and public speakers. Are you in need of a high-quality logo design? Well, look no further. The Next Level Brand Studio is ready to create a high-quality logo just for you. Or maybe you need an electronic press kit. We have created EPKs that have helped speakers make well over 6 and 7 figures. In need of a website? The Next Level Brand Studio has built websites for some of the biggest names in the industry, and we want to do the same for you. Or maybe it's time for you to go to the next level with a high-quality speaker's reel. Whether you have taken the stage hundreds of times or just once, the Next Level Brand Studio has a team ready to assist and create a custom speaker's reel for you. NextLevelBrandStudio.com. It's time to take your brand to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Gavin van der Fyn, Director of Next Level Living South Africa. I'm so excited to share with you the journey that I have been on for the last couple of years, serving not just our students, but communities all over Cape Town. This journey has not only been transformative for me, but has been transformative for our students and the families that we serve in these communities.
At the beginning, before this whole thing, I felt hopeless. I was like, okay, the doors now are shut. But then when I just, got signed in with Next Level Living, everything just, became light and everything was so smooth.
Being from a community that does not have much and you see people struggle, you also feel like you're not going to get the kind of opportunities that others do. But being a part of Next Level Living, it creates a new kind of confidence.
I have personally witnessed the change and the transformation that happens in our communities when we go out there with our teams week in, week out, feeding hundreds of families to make sure that they do not go to bed hungry. This is the challenge that we are sitting with and our personal mission and assignment to alleviate hunger in the communities that we feed.
I feel so honored and great for this chance that I have been given by the Next Level Living students. I'm glad for the supporters that are sponsoring us and the people out there that are supporting us. It is a great thing and a great to give back to the community.
But this doesn't end here. We have plans for the future to make sure that our students reach a potential far greater than they ever had. We are planning on building our own youth center at this moment. We are planning on seeking employment for our students after they graduate from that stage. And we need the resources enough to make sure that our students take their lives to a whole new level. This is what we are appealing to our sponsors, to those that are listening to us. There are students here that can reach a potential far greater than they ever dreamt of. We have athletes in our midst. We have potential doctors. We have potential lawyers, and these are the students that are in our care. Thank you for listening to our appeal, and I hope the impact that we can gather together will take these lives to a whole new level.
I just want to say thank you for the Next Level, that you feed our children, and we appreciate it. And I ask for you, don't forget the children here.
I just want to say we really appreciate for you Next Level Living, what you're doing for us as kids.
I'd like to thank Next Level Living for accepting me, making me feel warm and welcome.
Great people, great team, another family, and I hope we continue striving forward.
I just want to say thank you for Next Level Living. I just want to say thank you for Next Level Living to appreciate it. We appreciate what you do and keep on coming, don't stay away.